Hey guys, it's the Geek back with the rookie. Heyo. We're gonna talk to our detective buddy. We're playing Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes.
Yeah, we're playing a game here. As you make your way up the stairs, you notice that D'Angelo's office is surprisingly quiet. You were half expecting something akin to a scene from The Exorcist, with Santa belching out curses and your companion sprinkling her with, well, whatever it is vampires use for holy water. Battery acid. What you witness instead as you open the door is the picture of Serenity. The girl, although still curled up in the corner, is sitting calmly with her eyes fixed on the page of some pulpy detective novel. She doesn't even register your presence. Sitting behind his desk, D'Angelo seems to be looking over some files, puffing on his usual brand of cigar, seeing no trace. Your controller's dipped again. Shit! Wasn't done there. Noticing your...
The vampire detective leans back in his chair.
No, I don't... Hang on. Sitting behind his desk, D'Angelo seems to be looking over some files, puffing on his usual brand of cigar. Seeing no trace of Larson, you assume he must have gone back to his family. Noticing your presence, the vampire detective leans back in his chair and gives you a tired look.
Okay. Hey there, kid. Glad you could make it.
Any luck with Santa? You managed to get anything out of her?
Same old. Mumble, mumble, ominous non sequitur.
Is that him mimicking himself or her?
But I do know one thing. She might not be all there. Sorry, you just came to that conclusion a while ago.
You think so? He pats himself on the forehead in an utterly unnecessary attempt to illustrate the point.
But she's not all gone either. I think there's still hope for this girl. Anyway, I've been going over the case files and mulling over our options. Surprise, surprise, they all suck donkey dick. No matter how we go about this, someone gets fucked over. Her, Larson, us.
Okay, then, lay it on me. What options do we have?
Okay, let's polish this turd.
Yuck.
Yep. Here's how I see it. 1, we grab Sarna and take her to Elysium and make a case for her to Prince Pinhard.
Pinhard.
2, we get Valerie to back off by feeding her the dirt I got of Larson. 3, we try to get Sarna out of the city. Come on, kid. I can hear them thoughts bouncing around your head from over here. Out with it. You're like, now I know my options. What am I thinking of?
I'm going to do what I think is right.
I know which one that is, too.
I know which one I would like to do if I thought I'd never get caught, but...
Oh.
You want to bring Santa to Elysium. Isn't that pretty much a death sentence?
I thought you were going to try to get her out of the city.
Yeah, but, we're going to get caught. Eyes are everywhere. There's no way we're going to get away with it.
Pretty much, but not quite. If we can get an audience with Pinard, we might be able to convince her to spare Santa's life. The prince isn't as much of a hard ass as some would like her to be. She'd probably rather avoid further alienating the Dustborn community. That said, if we run into Quidar, we're as good as fucked. Oh, you can...
Oh, we just...
Oh my gosh, you get to ask all of them! Wow!
What kind of dirt do you have on Larson, anyway? Must be some serious shit.
Oh, it is. A few years back, the Second Inquisition led a coordinated assault on New York Kindred. Operation Lights Out, they called it. Nasty fucking business that was. A lot of good vampires died. Some of them I knew personally. Larson was one of the Inquisition's first targets. When they got to him, he managed to convince them to spare his life. In exchange, he fed them info on a fellow Camille member, one Nicky the Chop. Suffice it to say, Nicky didn't make it through the night. Okay, time's a-wasting. What do you think we should do?
Wait, you're letting me make this call?
Look, kid, I've been at it all day, mulling it over, and all I got from my trouble was a splitting headache. I just don't know anymore.
The answer on his hat gives us the real answer. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. All I'm asking for is your honest opinion. Just pick one and make a case. Convince me it's the right thing to do. Or the least wrong, at least. So one more time. Bring the girl to Elysium, trade her life for Larson's, or sneak her out of the town. Which one would you go with?
I wish I would have clicked on the other one to see what his statement would have been. I didn't know we'd only get to learn about two.
Follow your heart.
Now that I know what Larson pulled, I kind of agree with all these. The only reason I'm drifting away from that one is because he's got a family. Bringing her to Elysium seems like the most reasonable thing to do.
In the cruelest, or at the very least the most risky. If we can't convince Pinard to give Sana a shot, the girl's as good as dead.
Then we better be extra convincing.
So be it. Fuck. Do me a favor, kid. Watch her for a few minutes, okay? I gotta make some arrangements. Make a few calls.
Don't make me watch her. I'm gonna lose her again. He catches himself, looks at you with an expression of the phoniest of phony guilt.
But not like with a phone or anything, because, you know, that would make me a naughty boy, which I'm clearly not. I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck he's...
Let's go back. I want to see what the hell he's talking. What?
Make a few calls, catches himself looking at you.
But not like with a phone, because that would make me a naughty boy. I'm not sure.
He walks out of the office, through the frosted windows. You see him instantly go for his clamshell phone. Screw it. Does it really make a difference at this point? So, like, I guess we're not supposed to use phones or something?
I don't know.
You turn to the girl who still has her nose in a book. So is that book any good? I don't usually go for that sort of stuff. It just leaves me cold. She looks up from the book and her eyes glaze over. Cold. Shiver runs down your spine. You decide it's best to leave her to reading and spend the next few minutes in complete silence. Finally, D'Angelo staggers back into the room.
Alright, I called a friend of mine who works at the art hole. She says the prince is there right now in her private quarters. We'll just have to figure out a way to get an audience.
He walks over to Santa and crouches beside her, speaking softly. He takes the book out of her hands and gently strokes her head.
Hey, darling, I need you to listen carefully. We're going to go on a little trip, okay? You need to stay quiet and stay close to me. Can you do that? Stay close to D'Angelo?
She squints, trying her best to concentrate. D'Angelo.
Close enough.
I wanted to say it verbatim, but I also know like she's trying to say the actual word, so whatever. Something akin to a smile creeps onto her face. It's as close to happy as you've ever seen her. Gift, not cursed. D'Angelo returns her smile.
You're welcome.
He turns to you, putting his serious face back on. He nods. Looks like it's time to go. The Art Hole, well, I hate that name.
Why?
It feels very deprecating.
Well, I mean, he is the first person to call it that.
Oh, okay, that's why then. Okay. No, I thought that was like its official term for some reason.
Well, they call it the Elysium.
Okay. I don't care. The Art Hole welcomes you with all its usual weirdness and grotesqueries masquerading as contemporary art. Right now, however, art is the last thing on your mind as the three of you make your way through the crowd of usual suspects. D'Angelo gestures towards a lone figure standing in the corner. To your surprise, it turns out to be Sophie. As you approach, she raises an eyebrow, taking an especially long look at Sana. Sophie. Sorry.
And here I thought nothing in this world could surprise me more. Mind telling me what it is you're doing here?
You're getting there. There it is.
Getting there.
D'Angelo nods courteously.
And here we see Prince No,
We're here to
see Prince Penna. I don't suppose you could help us get an audience. I did that bad.
I can't wait to edit this.
I can't switch between these.
I can't wait to edit this.
These are hard to switch between.
I know, it's rough, right?
I think you're confusing me with the Prince's Herald to an honest mistake in this lighting. Still, I'm afraid you're out of luck. For what I've heard, the Prince is not accepting visitors.
I don't know how much weight that would hold. It's like, I don't exactly have a choice in anything. It should be like, oh, that's cute. You think you don't owe me already.
But it's another one. Which one do you think is more likely to get Sophie?
I don't think she would care if it was life and death, so let's try this one. We wouldn't be asking if it wasn't important. I'm sure the prince will be thankful for bringing this matter to her attention.
Very nice, very slippery, and very futile. As I've already stated, the prince is not accepting visitors.
Suddenly you hear a voice from behind you. It's the last voice you could possibly want to hear.
It's
right now. No, it's
Quidar.
It's the southern girl, I think. Oh, it is. Oh shit. Maybe I can help. You look over to D'Angelo. He seems frozen in place, not able to move a single muscle. This is bad. Very bad. Keeping things casual, Quadrille tips the imaginary hat in your general direction. When he looks at Sana, you notice his expression is sour, if ever so slightly. Perhaps this conversation best held in private. Follow me. Before leaving, he nods at Sophie. Langley.
Quidir?
Again, you glance over to D'Angelo, but he doesn't even acknowledge you. He seems to be in a state of deeply internalized panic. Not seeing any way out of the situation, you follow Quadrille into a small backstage area. There he stops and addresses you once more. Wow, he's keeping it in the word balloon. I'll be damned.
What the hell?
It's good to see you, D'Angelo. It's been a while since you last showed your face around here, and I see you've brought friends. So how about we skip the unnecessary drama, and you two leave without incident, while I take care of our thin blood guest. I feel like none of these are going to sway him. You don't have to do this. She can still be helped. Maybe. Maybe not. But that ship sailed long time ago.
About 5 minutes.
It ends tonight with me.
It doesn't have to be this way. Just let us talk to Penard.
That's Prince Penard to you, D'Angelo. And no, your harebrained scheme isn't going to work. What exactly did you think was going to happen? You bring the Duskborn with a blood hunt on her head to my doorstep and what? Hope that the prince stays my cruel hand?
Sure.
Honestly, I thought you were smarter than that.
But
I promise to make it quick, painless. That's as much as you'll get, so don't push it. And with that, he turns to Sana. His expression grows softer, almost kind. Then he grabs her by the hand gently. There's not even an inkling of violence in his demeanor. Come, my child, you have been very brave. The pain is almost over. Pain over. This sucks. This really sucks.
should have brought her out of town.
Ah, damn it. I guess, you know what I tried? I don't feel guilty for what I've done. I feel bad, obviously. But, alright. With blissful ignorance, she looks at you and D'Angelo as the sheriff walks out of the room. Your companion looks broken, as if something inside him just snapped. Without even looking at you, he utters under his breath,
I killed her.
Give it a rest. If anything, it's we.
Kid, I know you're trying to make me feel better, but it's not really working. I really thought I could save her.
Not really knowing what to say, you lift your hand to pat him on the back. You stop yourself mid-motion somehow. It doesn't seem like the right thing to do. You leave the art gallery and head back to Red Hook. On your way, you keep thinking about Senna and whether now is the exact moment Quadrille brings her final death. It's not a pleasant journey. Slowly, clumsily, you make your way back to the grain mill. No words are spoken, no bad jokes made, no monologues muttered, and no smiles exchanged. There's only silence and vacant stares. As you head up the stairs to D'Angelo's office, you can feel the tension rising. You can feel the moldy sleuth has reached a breaking point. He walks into his office and leans against his cluttered desk. You figure now is as good a time as any to break the silence. You gonna be okay? The moment you finish your sentence, D'Angelo leans over and sweeps all his stuff off the desk. Notepads, bits of paper, and what looks like a cheap imitation of an antique lamp. It all comes crashing to the floor. It doesn't stop there. As he grabs a heavy file cabinet and knocks it over, slowly but surely, the once quiet office turns into a heap of crumpled paper and broken furniture. The tantrum lasts for mere seconds, but as you stand there watching, it feels like forever. Finally, D'Angelo stops and looks up at the ceiling. It's hard to tell if he's had enough or simply run out of stuff to throw around. As he stands there, slowly regaining composure, one of the objects scattered on the floor catches your eye. God. Twist the knife. It's a small paperback novel, the same you saw Santa reading earlier tonight. It must have landed there while D'Angelo was giving the room a royal thrashing. You pick it up. In huge letters, the title of the cover spells Longest Night and Other Stories. Smaller caption underneath reads, Another collection of stories from Gianni D'Angelo's saga. What the actual fuck? You flip it over and are immediately drawn to the picture on the back cover. If not for a lack of flaky skin and distorted features, you'd say the guy looks very familiar. The name next to the picture, Reginald Finch. You stand there, not even knowing where to start. Even in his current state, D'Angelo, or whatever his name is, remains one step ahead of you.
Yeah, that's me in the picture. Reggie fucking Finch. Haven't seen him in a while. Wasn't planning to. You've lied to me.
You named yourself after one of your characters?
Afraid it's more than that. I sort of became him. See, Reggie Finch was a pushover, a small-time journalist and a wannabe writer. He would never survive out there among the Coteries of New York. Gianna D'Angelo, on the other hand, honestly, it all sort of happened. Guess it was the only way I can make sense of it all. I mean, once you wake up looking like this, realizing your life and all that you were is gone forever, you can't really blame me for trying to at least make it interesting.
I guess to some extent we all put that act on in front of others. We make up characters, idealized versions of ourselves. It gives us something to live up to. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still weird, but it's not that weird. D'Angelo. For a moment, he seems to be mulling over what you just told him. Finally, he picks the ashtray up off the floor, rummaging through the ashes, finds a mangled, half-finished cigar. Why does it do that? He sticks it in his mouth and lights up, the lighter's flame reflecting in its shades. He smiles at you, ever so slightly.
Thanks, kid. Tell you what, how about you take the rest of the night off? I need some time to get my shit in order. Starting with this office, some dumb assholes made one hell of a mess of it.
Smile and nod. He nods back.
I'll be seeing you.
So you leave him to his thoughts. No way to be sure, but you have a feeling he's going to be alright. And you never saw him again.
I feel like after you do all the Coteries stuff, they make you kind of do stuff.
Yeah.
Or make you do stuff with those people.
Oh, yeah. So are we on the next night then?
I think so.
Alright, let's see if we can burn through this reporter thing. The weather is cold. Damn it. I never learn.
Rage.
I wish I could just use the D-pad to scroll down. The weather is cold and windy as you walk.
Windy.
Windy.
They're spelt the same.
Are they? I don't know.
Yeah, windy and windy are spelt the same.
Okay. As you walk to Sophie's apartment, as a vampire, that doesn't matter anymore. You may have been saddled with eternal hunger, but at least you can ignore the wind chill. I wonder if that shit comes back. Like, just the random choices you've made. It's like, oh, you brought her here. That's a notch down.
I don't know. I would hope so.
Just as you come to Sophie's door building... Just as you come to the door of Sophie's building, she storms out, murmuring into her phone.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. I trust you to handle it.
You've heard Sophie talk to her associates before. It's always the same. Generalities and vague suggestions. It makes you think she's involved in mysterious machinations, yet doesn't tell you anything. I can't read. Sophie is dressed to kill, and there's nothing unusual in that. She likes to make an impression. A black car with tinted windows is waiting for her in front of the door. The chauffeur steps out to open the car door for her. Sophie notices you.
I'm glad you're in the neighborhood. If you could look around for me one more time, that would be wonderful. You told me you'd gotten rid of the reporter. Turns out he's still here, snooping around.
Sophie is very good at communicating disappointment. She doesn't have to do much to make it clear that she's unhappy to have to return to this issue. I'll take care of it. After tonight, he won't trouble you anymore.
Good. Don't disappoint me. The reporter talked his way into the building during the day. Once the doorman understood what was happening, he threw him out. He showed old pictures of me to my neighbors. It's very awkward, you understand.
Sophie disappears into the car, and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. You watch as the sleek vehicle disappears into the Manhattan traffic, just one anonymous car among many. Best sit down somewhere and devise a plan of action. You go to a nearby diner, settle into a booth, and order a coffee from a steely-eyed Latino waitress. As she brings you your cup, you describe Frank Dougherty to her on the off chance she's seen something. Just as she's about to answer, you happen to look outside. Something catches your eye. The diner is brightly lit, so you lean closer to the window to see the street through it. You got lucky. Frank is standing on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, looking at something on his phone. You slide out of the booth, throwing a few small bills on the table, mumbling something to the waitress. You step outside. For a reporter, Frank isn't terribly observant. You keep your distance, hiding behind people and cars, but he doesn't look around. It seems like he wants to find a private nook to inspect the photos he took tonight. An alley, he ducks in, and you follow.
Oh my God, it's you! Please don't hurt me!
Frank cradles his new camera in his arms, terrified of what you'll do to him.
I'm not a violent person.
I don't know. I really don't want this to come back again.
Do what you feel is best.
You came back. That was a mistake. Let's talk a little so we can figure out what kind of a mistake it was.
Please, I'll talk. Just tell me what you want.
How come you're here? I thought we agreed there's no story.
Usually when someone says there's no story, that means there's no story. I couldn't let it go.
That means there's a story.
Usually when someone says there's no story, that means there's a story. I couldn't let it go. Look, I don't want any trouble. I can see that you're serious. There's nothing, or there's something to Sophie Langley. I think you know what it is.
Take a long, hard look at Frank Dougherty. He's a tenacious man, but not brave. After the last time you met, you were sure he had been dealt with. Where did he find the courage to come here again? I like you, Frank. You don't give up. What's your real angle here?
Everybody plays an angle. That's one of the things you learn in my profession. You're smart. You know where there will be others after me. If there's a real story, they will come and find it. Your best shot is with a friendly reporter, someone you can trust, someone like me. So what do you say? Get ahead of the story? It'll be good for you and Miss Langley, too.
You almost believe it, but something about Frank feels off. You don't say anything at first. It's easy to dismiss Frank as a joke, a has-been. Yet there's something beneath his talk, another story. A moment of silence is all you need for your presence to properly register in Frank's mind. He's too weak-willed to resist. Someone's leading you on, Frank.
Leaning on you, Frank.
Leaning on you, Frank. Thank you. Come clean.
What? No, absolutely not.
Frank's voice sounds shrill. You know you got it right in one guess.
Sometimes I just need extra money, that's all.
Where does this extra money come from?
There's a guy, he's paying me, that's all. But I can't talk about that.
I really want to, but I know that won't be the end of it then.
You know it's not the end of it either way.
Yeah. I also want to drink because, like, I haven't fed in a while. Come on, you can give me more than that.
No, really, even I don't know all that much about these people.
Why do they want information on Sophie Langley?
They seem to think there's something unusual going on with Sophie. Something to do with the old photos. Okay, that's enough. I can't tell you anything more. You gotta consider the position I'm in.
We're not done, Frank.
Fine, I'll leave her alone. I'm done with this. It was all bullshit anyway. You can tell Sophie Langley that you won't see me anymore.
As Frank leaves the alley, you consider your victory. He sounds defeated, sincere. Is it really up to him whether he returns or not? God damn it. Oh, and the night's not over. Fuck. Alright, that's it for this episode, guys. There's no more space in the camera.
Now they know it's a camera.
I'll probably cut that. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next episode. So, see you later. Bye.
Bye.